Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good morning to all you folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM, 95.3 FM, Jackson on News Talk 101.5, and, of course, right here in Memphis on AM 790 and 92.9 HD FM. We're in Memphis from 9 to 10:30 every Saturday, and appreciate our good friend Johnny McFarland. I know it's a real effort. He's on a walker. He's got a lot of health issues, but he comes down there like a trooper. And I got two other troopers, one in the studio with me, the legend himself, Gene Smith, and then, of course, on the line, this being first Saturday, is the other part of this dynamic duo.
Yeah, the old Daryl and Daryl radio show.
Yeah, where we all started just about. Dave Gabbert was on the line. He's down in camping out in Enid with his wife.
He's roughing it.
Yeah, roughing it. Yeah. You've seen his camper.
Kind of with our gypsy troop down here.
Yeah. I've seen your camper. Okay, so, but, and if Dave, of course, knows this next young man is coming on, he's always available if he is. He doesn't mind coming on and talking deer hunting with us, particularly for our area of West Tennessee. And is Jeremy Dennison. It's always great to have Jeremy. And I know he's got some kind of CWD title in it. What's that title again, Jeremy? What is your title?
That'd be CWD Field Coordinator.
CWD Field Coordinator. And I don't know if he has a shirt that says that or not. Maybe across.
Got a tattoo.
He's got a tattoo. Yeah, across his forehead, probably. Yeah. But,
a couple of hats. I got a lot of different things with that on it.
Yes. Well, it's time, Jeremy. Now, I know I was in the woods yesterday. I'm not going to talk about it yet. We'll talk about that on next week's show. Now that COVID's behind me, and I sure didn't go opening day on Monday, I can tell you that. But a lot of folks went last weekend with the youth hunt, and I did not call it the juvenile hunt.
That's right.
They said those are at 201 Poplar. You know, I can't tell you how many times I got in trouble for saying that, but the young sportsman's hunt. But we've been kicking off now, and our extended season technically started for us in the CWD units, of which there are now 11 counties? Is that right, or something like that?
Yeah, they're somewhere around 11 counties. Yeah. Unit CWD. You could have started hunting Monday morning with a rifle. So. Yeah,
and it wasn't a great day on Monday, but I know we've had some good weather this week, and this weekend's, I think it's going to be a killer. I don't know if that's a pun. I didn't mean to say that, but I really think that we're going to have it. And you keep up with these things, so Jeremy, kind of give us a handle on how things have gone.
Yeah, I was gonna talk a little bit about that. You spoke about the young sportsman's hunt. The kids killed just shy of about 3,000 deer statewide.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Super.
The weather, that hunt's generally, pretty weather dependent. I think some folks had some pretty rough weather, for the deer to be moving, but we sure did have a great cold snap this week.
Yeah.
It's going to really kick off things. Right now we're standing at about 18,000 deer for the year statewide. Over in our region 1 or West Tennessee, we've harvested about 4,000 of those to date. So, we're thinking things are going to really start picking up. I know this is probably my favorite time of the year to be in the woods. I've always liked muzzleloader, black powder hunting, or just being in the woods during that time. And depending on what part of the state you're in, this Saturday morning, it's either the end of the first week of gun season, like in your neck of the woods, or it's the opening morning of muzzleloader season.
That's right.
For a lot of folks, so.
Yeah. I could always remember my black powder hunts, but now with CWD units, we can hunt with a rifle now till eternity. It feels like sometimes.
That's right. You have a pretty long gun season.
Yeah, and I know Dave Gabbert he's my man. He gets my rifle ready, he gets my shotgun ready. In the old days, Dave would get my black powder ready because Dave loved the black powder part, and I know Gene Smith did too, but everything has changed with CWD, and it's just changed the rules, so to speak. So talk about that, Jeremy, because now we're wide open. You can still do these different hunts state-wise, but in our CWD units, when I'm looking at my map here, different colors, they got us in pink. I don't know why, but they do on the map there. But it's a different breed now we have, isn't it?
It is. We've detected since 2018. We've detected CWD in several West Tennessee counties, or within 10 miles of a county, and that those counties are listed on that map as either positive or high risk.
Yeah.
Tried to simplify it this year for the transportation and the feeding and mineral restrictions. So that other map in the hunting guide that people see that shows all of West Tennessee being in that same management zone, that pertains to the transportation and mineral and feeding restrictions. So hopefully, from a transportation standpoint, it'll clarify things a little bit for hunters and make it a little simpler to get it to your favorite processor or taxidermist and all that. So we're hoping that's going to be beneficial for a lot of folks.
And I know right after we get through with Jeremy, we're going to talk to my man Dave Payne out there in Galloway on Burroughs Cemetery Road. I always thought that's a great place to have a deer processor. You think of slabs and stuff, but tombstones. So that's the final resting place for a lot of deer. I know that, but a lot of folks will be out this weekend. The weather's supposed to be great. So those figures, of course, we know Hardeman, Fayette, two prime counties, Hardin County. In our area here, I'll be hunting primarily in Hardeman County. I will hunt some in Fayette County, but the processors play such an important part in this thing. But now the restrictions are still out there, folks. That we have a whole. I'm looking at it in the guide here, and you with that CWD in your title, there are restrictions on feeding and things along that line. I mean,
yes, sir. Yeah, it's against the rules now to place any kind of feed or minerals for deer in all the counties west of the Tennessee River.
That's what it is,
including all of Hardin County and Wayne County. So everybody, just try to remember that, and we do that for the sole purpose of trying to minimize the spread between deer at those artificial type feeding sites. So
what about the stores that sell that stuff?
Well, they can sell it. I mean, there's a lot of things you can sell and buy.
I understand, but they cause a lot of problems.
Well, it's not against the law for them to sell it.
No,
because you don't know where it's going to be used, and there are rules that people in their backyards, if they're with a certain distance, number of feet.
Yes, it's 100 feet from your backyard. That provides opportunity for people to feed wildlife, near their house.
But at the same time, we want to kill a few. So I mean, we're doing this. And and I know Dave asked me about this. He's seeing a lot. If Dave, you told me a lot of acorns. Isn't that what you said, Dave, at your place? You're seeing a lot of acorns.
This year in West Tennessee, up in my area. We got the rain at the right time early and stuff, and it's, all my oaks are just loaded, including, red oaks and white oaks, and which is kind of a bumper crop. A lot of times, the white oaks put acorns on every year, and the red oaks, their mass crop and striping this year was put on last year.
Okay.
So, every now and then you'll get that overlap where you got a bumper crop of both of them, and it seems like in my area this is the year that is a bumper crop.
Are you seeing that, Jeremy?
Absolutely, I'd agree with that 100%, Dave. I actually spent I was able to spend some time at Land Between the Lakes up in Stewart County here the early part of last week, and it was incredible just the sheer amount of acorns that was on the ground on some of those ridges, and there's definitely bumper crop in certain areas, and our harvest is actually the number is lagging behind a little bit the 5-year average, and that could be due to that bumper crop of acorns. I mean, in some areas they really don't have to move very much. They find a spot under a big white oak tree that's dropping acorns, and they're set.
I'm with them. So, I know how they feel, because. I've seen also not only the oak trees, and Gene probably can see that in Shelby Forest where he spends a lot of time, but we got some loaded persimmon trees too, guys.
Absolutely. There's a lot of food on the landscape right now for a white-tailed deer to have his choice of. So
and you know, with this season going like it is, it was really hard to comprehend opening deer season the day before Halloween. You know, this year it didn't seem right. Even though I didn't go because I'm such a traditionalist. Always knew the third Saturday in November. I told my wife, don't schedule anything.
That's right.
One year we scheduled a beach trip, and I said, what? That's opening day, you know. But we have this extended season now, and so it's a chance, folks, to get really out in the woods and enjoy what we've got. And I'm seeing some great signs, Jeremy. I mean,
absolutely. And hey, speaking of the third Saturday in November being the traditional rifle opener, and also this morning, November 4th and the 18th, we've got staff out at check stations, in-person check stations. Most of them are at deer processors, and all 4 regions of the state. Over in West Tennessee, we've got about 10 locations operating.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm actually at a check station at a processor in Carroll County this morning. So we'll have staff on site at these places this morning, and then November the 18th, that Saturday morning, or most of that day, that's where we collect a lot of our antler measurements.
Yes.
We age as many as we can. And plus, we get a lot of the CWD samples through that.
It's so good to see you guys in the field because I know my memories, and Gene will know this, and Dave will know this. Spent many a Saturday at Webster's in Bolivar.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, with Dr. Kennedy and his group,
I couldn't believe the whole parking lot was full of deer all day long.
Well, Jeremy Dennison, thank you.
Let me ask you this.
What?
Somebody told me you could shoot a rifle in Shelby Forest. Is that true or not?
You better contact the area manager on that.
Yes, you better do that. Don't talk to CWD man.
I never heard that.
No.
It's always shotguns only.
No, check the area manager on that.
Right, I know Chris, yeah.
And I actually got to see Larry Armstrong recently, too. I was glad to see Larry. Hey, all right, thank you, Jeremy, buddy. Hope to see you down the road, and always a pleasure to have you on the show, and appreciate your knowledge, and we'll talk to you again, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Larry. Y'all have a good one.
All right, let's take a break. Be right back, and let's talk processing. I like to eat my Dennison. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.